What's up, guys? It's your boy Benny. The aftershock of Tucker Carlson's firing has been echoing through the entire media ecosystem. What does this mean? Well, Tucker Carlson says, these set me up! Okay, this is a real Tucker Carlson tweet, but it is from November 8th, 2011. But it certainly does apply to this scenario. Ladies and gentlemen, when people say that Fox News is dying or may already be dead, what are they talking about? And is there any data that actually belies that point? Well, in fact, there is. Ladies and gentlemen, Fox News is an aging network. It is a network that has an average viewership age of 68 years old. You're talking being wheeled into the nursing home at that rate. Why is Fox News's viewership so old? Well, let's look at the statistics. Because people just don't watch cable news if they're young. That's what the statistics say, in short. Look at this. Blue is how many people get their news from cable news daily. This is from Statista. 18 to 34, only 12%. Like, you're a rounding error to being 0% of 18 to 34-year-olds getting their news from cable news. That balloons up to 32% if you go plus 65. And again, Fox News viewership is 68 years old and above. Now, how many people never get their news from cable news? This is the purple. And you see a huge amount of people never get their news from cable news, but that's relatively consistent across age groups, 37% to 34%. So it really is the people that actually tune in that's the difference, and you can see that absolutely getting carved down to nothing the younger you go on the spectrum. 24%, 18%, 12%. 12%. You can't build a business on 12%. So where do these people get their news? Well, this will come as absolutely zero surprise to you because you're probably watching on Rumble or YouTube or Facebook right now. It's all from social media. Nobody's actually tuning into terrestrial television anymore for their cable news. This is a trend line that has been happening for many, many years, but it's, of course, accelerated in the current era when there is a ubiquitous amount of shows, platforms, and content across social, and they're much better than what gets broadcast on cable news and much faster, much more streamlined, like our show. And there's no one, of course, pulling the strings, right? Got no strings to hold me down. You can trust your favorite creators and your favorite independent voices, and most people do. Facebook and YouTube make a huge plurality of Americans, 70% and 82%, that are actually on those platforms, and 31% and 25% get their news from those platforms. Twitter and Instagram are also pretty huge percentages of Americans that are on the platforms. Pretty impressive here. These are massive numbers. And this is where all the cable news viewership has gone. The cable news viewership is actually evaporating for Fox. There's a very interesting thread on this from Jim Garrity, who's a writer at National Review, who follows this, who says that the median age of Fox News and MSNBC viewers are 68 years old, and CNN viewers, which are considered young, is 64 years old. Hour by hour, Fox News and other cable news viewers go to bed or fall asleep in their recliners because they're too old. What is this thread all about? Well, this thread, back up at the top, talks about how Tucker Carlson has actually been losing out to the 5 in ratings and making it easier for Fox News to cancel him because he actually doesn't have the #1 show on Fox News, and that is actually proven out by the data. So, of course, it takes 5 personalities combined together to beat Tucker, but nonetheless, this shows that the aging population of people who watch Fox News is actually preferring earlier content because they fall asleep by Tucker's show. This is what's leading other news commentators like Sagar Enjeti, who has his own successful show on social media, to say Fox is dead. Tucker was the biggest star on the network. He was the anchor of Fox Nation, meaning the streaming platform and the podcasting platform that was meant to attract younger people, the hook into the younger people, and had the best numbers in the key demo, the best tie into Trump. The audience will be as old as Murdoch himself, who's the owner of Fox News, who is 93. Tucker knows he'll make $100 million per year, and Fox is effed. This is what Tim Pool says. Tim Pool, of course, has his own successful show. Now, what about the data? Does the data show that? Yes, of course it does. On your screen right now are the primetime ratings. This red box is considered primetime in cable news. Tucker Carlson tonight was at 8 p.m. Tucker Carlson pulled down 500,000 people in the key demo, and 4 million people. This was a particularly good night for him. 3.5, 3.3 was sort of his average. This was a very good night for Tucker in overall viewers. Now, just look in Fox News primetime, how Tucker is doubling the ratings of some of the next primetime people like Hannity and Ingram. But more importantly, look at the key demographic. This is what advertisers want. This is why it's insane what Fox News did to Tucker. Advertisers want these young people. They're desperate to reach young people because if you reach them young, then they'll be customers for life, right? You'll get 30, 40 years of customer out of this base. If you hook them on Coke or McDonald's or MyPillows, then you'll have a lifelong customer. Tucker Carlson dominated. Now zoom out. 500,000. This is Tucker Carlson versus CNN and MSNBC. You can see nobody even comes close to hitting Tucker Carlson's numbers. CNN can barely crack 100,000 in the key demographic. Same with MSNBC. They can barely crack 100,000 in the key demographic. Not to mention the overall viewers. So Tucker Carlson was watched by young people. That's what makes him a generational talent. And that's why people are so pissed that Tucker Carlson was done dirty by Fox News. They wouldn't even give Tucker Carlson the dignity of saying goodbye to his audience. How disgusting. How disgusting. Instead, they brought in a guy named Brian Kilmeade, who got summarily just ratioed into nuclear oblivion for hosting Tucker's show last night, giving a pithy sign-off to Tucker Carlson, having to delete his tweets because he was ratioed so hard. Look at this, 11-to-1 ratio. People saying now that Fox News is the new Bud Light. Brian Kilmeade trolled. They ask for a Fox News boycott now. That's what people are saying. Boom. People are mad. I can go through tweet after tweet after tweet. People comparing Fox News to Bud Light. People just pissed off. Imagine going from Tucker Carlson to Brian Kilmeade in your primetime slot. Yeah, that's right. Just really warmed over mashed potatoes. Nothing against Brian Kilmeade, okay? I don't have anything personally against the guy. It was an unenviable thing to have to take this position on. But imagine if you're like a boomer and you're watching and you don't get your news from social media. You didn't know that Tucker Carlson was out, and then you suddenly see Brian Kilmeade and he announces that your favorite show, which was my favorite show for sure, Tucker Carlson, suddenly gone. You would be deleting your Fox News app. Look at that. That's what people are doing. Fox News losing $1 billion. Yikes. On all this. And the bleeding continues. You can see this in the Fox stock. You know? Just takes a devastating hit here. People are saying that they're going to cut the cable in mass. Conservatives pledge to cancel subscriptions. You can go through, I won't scroll through this article. It's just article. You can go see it yourself. Post after post after post after post of people canceling their Fox subscriptions, canceling what they have subscribed to for Fox, canceling their cable packages, saying that Tucker Carlson was the only reason they were watching. We'll see what damage this has for the entire industry. Donald Trump, who knows cable news about as good as anyone, saying Tucker was insightful, interesting, ratings gold. He'll be greatly missed. So that's what we mean. That's the real hard data when we talk about Fox News maybe being finished. I am certainly not rooting for good people to lose their jobs or for people to necessarily go onto the unemployment line here. What they did to Tucker was wrong. The way they did it was wrong. And I will state that till the day I die. That was an insult to the audience. It showed people that Fox News didn't care about that audience. They were far more concerned with covering their own asses than being good to the people who loyally tuned in and made that the #1 time slot in all cable. And now they're going to lose massive numbers of young people. Fox News had that one thing going for them. A ton of young people would watch Tucker Carlson, and now they won't because you did them dirty. You effed around, and I guess you'll find out. We'll see in the coming days, weeks, months, and years. It's going to be a wild year. It's your boy, Benny. Like, share, and subscribe to this show. We'll be here for you. See ya. Thank you for watching. Our channel is here to meme the libs until they cry and then to meme them crying. Their tears, they taste just like sweet, delicious ice cream. Salty, too. We ridicule the establishment and the libs because of you. Your support keeps us going. So if you like what you saw, please punch the subscribe button, click like, and ring the little bell so that you know when we're live. Don't you want to know when we're live? And make sure that you subscribe to our email list just in case the plug gets pulled, as tends to happen. If you want to see more of our videos, click here or here. My name is Benny Johnson. Stay free, Base Patriots.